Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Today we are presenting live the EGM, starting from my left or your right on the screen. I'm presenting the current board candidate and let's say the chair of the meeting. So we have Alexandru. Met him in the last live session. And here we have Marius Vasile. I think some of you know him. He is the current deputy CEO and CRO and all the other heads available for us to restart Shape Robotics. So I hope everyone has managed to connect. We are live on different platforms. Of course, on Substack as usual, also on the main page of the EGM. The format is a typical EGM format where the chair of the meeting will go through the items on the list. Voting has been submitted almost in full. So we have right now concluded the registration and the voting at this moment. Of course, if there are any other questions, feel free to go on the Substack and or all the other platforms and available like LinkedIn on their company page and come with questions. Hello, everyone. So without further ado, I will pass the microphone to Alex, and he will present and read all the documentation and explain to everybody where we are right now.
I will read for the agenda, and then I will present the voting requirements. The agenda has 10 points for today. First point, amendment of the section 10.1 of the Articles of Association. So that the board of directors shall consist of 3 to 8 members elected by the general meeting. Second point, election of two members to the board of directors and the election of Mr. Aurel Mețin, conditional upon adoption of the proposal regarding board composition. There are 3 candidates. There are 3 candidates.
In the meantime, please just tell us if everyone has good sound quality and everybody can see us correctly.
The 3 candidates are Mr. Aurel Mețin, who would be elected as chairman of the board, Mr. Kim Ocola, and Alexandru and myself. I will continue with reading the agenda. Point 3, increase of the authorization of section 4.2 of the Articles of Association, so that the board of directors may issue shares without preemptive rights for a total nominal amount of up to 10 million kroner, including by way of debt conversion in the limit of the authorization. Item 4 on the agenda, amendment of the company's
So item 4, yes.
amendment of the company register office from Hermes municipality to a complicated name.
Copenhagen's commune.
Thank you. Point 5, replacement of section 10.7 of the Articles of Association with updated wording regarding volume of electronic participation in board meetings. Point 6, election of auditor for the financial year 2025-2026. Point 7, change of the company's name from Shape Robotics to Phase Education. Point 8, amendment of the company's purpose so that the company is redefined as an investment holding company. Point 9, authorization to pursue claims against former members of the board of directors in connection with the draft main market uplisting as a result in the loan default that resulted in the supporting materials. Point 10, authorization to pursue claims against Carnegie Investment Bank and its responsible officers, also as presented as a supporting materials. In connection to point 6, this will not be submitted to vote anymore because there are no details we haven't received any dedicated participation. The board will revert to the shareholders in the following period with proposals. I already now the board addition.
Please talk very loud and very, how to say, at the choir. When you are at the choir, you have to sing very loud right now. So let's just check if everybody was able to hear you. You can hear me better than Alex. Maybe it's just a voice thing. Of course, this is a live event, and it's important to have good quality. So just as a test, please let me know that my voice is correctly heard. Hi, Kimo. Kimo Kola joining us. I am okay, yeah? My mic is much better. Their mics are the same from a perspective of microphone levels. Okay, so if you have some problems with the sound, I will read again what the agenda was presented by Alex, so everybody has a clear understanding of this, and of course we can do that clearly. So if everybody hears me okay, I will do the agenda. So please just confirm, and I will present it. Okay, so let me go through the agenda for sure. Now it's clear. I will go through the agenda. Maybe you can check if the microphone is connected from the platform. Maybe you changed the cable earlier, so it might be that the issue. So the items of the agenda today were 10 in number. First item was the naming of the board, where we have at this moment the three candidates. Aurel, who is basically reconfirming his position as a board member, Alex Ambrosie, our legal mastermind and specialist, as a candidate, and Kim Okola, who is connected also with us in the chat, as he's in. By the way, where are you, Kim, right now? In Dubai or in Finland? Then the second point, of course, is the increase of the authorization of shares that the board can issue in order to fulfill the needs of the IRIS equity line, and of course to renegotiate the claims and get us out of this predicament. The change of the registered office, this was a mistake for many years since still in the company, that it was not registered in the Copenhagen commune where the headquarters are at the moment. New wording on the quorum, of course, as presented earlier. The election of this is a process where we will make a very clear explanation today. So at this moment, we still have not received confirmation of the documents from Kroman Reumert. Everybody knows about this situation, so it's very difficult appoint an auditor without being able to present the last 59 days of the bankruptcy and what happened with the papers, and especially the evaluation of assets. Would you have something to add on top of this, Alex? What we're expecting, at least from Kronman, is some sort of evaluation of these assets, no? Which are critical for an auditor.
It's difficult for auditors to accept such assignment under the current framework, as long as the company will not have access to the documents which are still with the previous law firm. It's difficult to find an auditor and to agree on an assignment and fee. We are expecting to receive the documents as soon as possible. The new board of directors will right now to deal with all the documents.
So, Lonnie, it's the problem still occurs with the microphone of Alex, you say. Connecting the interface of the Focusrite and enable is. So, just to recap, I think that the issue is quite clearly still in the hands of Kornmann Reumert. Of course, the company, in case that we do not receive the microphone, the authorization from them. Yeah, you and Alex need to use my mic. Basically, what we are talking about right now is to try to select the auditor when we have something to be able to audit, more or less. I think that's the question, because otherwise everything is a little bit in the shade. Now, the next point that is on the agenda, of course, is the name change. This was a topic that was discussed. It's not a problem from that side. You have to go in the interface and enable the microphone. Go inside the USB interface. So apologize, the setup sometimes requires a little bit of attention. Like I said, we're not a media company, but no shape or form. So coming back to we'll take a break in 10 minutes and we'll do that. Of course, let's finish the agenda meeting. That name change to phase education, the redefinition of the company purpose, transforming it into a holding. The company, as you all know, for many years has functioned like a holding. That means that we had the assets in more or less shares that you all know were considered zero by somebody. And those shares were the main way of providing value to the mother company, and that's a typical holding structure. So right now what we're doing is just making sure that we are having more or less the correct structure. That's very important for us to have the correct structure, and to, of course, this will impact also the auditing phase, because auditing under equity investments is totally different than consolidation that was done till now. Redefining the corporate purpose was discussed. Claims against former board members, claims against Carnegie, claims for general litigation mandate. It's almost the same topic. It's about things that we have discussed many times before. It's a general mandate for the board to be able to pursue the recovery of lost value and assets of the company. And the restructuring and the recovery mandate, which is position 10, 12 on the voting bulletin, because you had individual votes for the board members. And the full restructuring and recovery mandate is something that it's not necessary it was not a necessary vote for sure, because it was in the power of the board. It was made for transparency, so that the board is authorized to act on this matter in the next 3 to 4 months, where we have this setup, where we need to put the setup in place to avoid any sort of other bankruptcy procedures. So, without further ado, let's continue from this point. Let's see if the questions, if everybody is, thank you, you are connected in the large number. I have to tell you something very important. So the number of votes and the interest regarding this meeting that we have right now was tremendous. So it's I really appreciate the effort of the shareholders. So we have the biggest quorum that we ever had in the history of Shape Robotics at this moment. Big appreciation also to our Finnish investors, TAD Group and Juho Isola, TAD Group represented by Antti Konsonen, very supportive on the matter. They are fully committed to support us in also shedding some light on the situation of Sanako in one of our more important assets in the, let's say, war chest of or treasure chest of Shape Robotics. So let's present exactly the situations of the vote. At this moment, everything is concluded, and I'm connecting to the portal just to give you the exact situation. So we had a quorum of a total, it's also on the live of the live section right now, a total number of shares, 7,843,589 shares as a quorum. And I have to tell you that besides one single vote for the restructuring mandate, everything was unanimously voted pro. So usually we have to, the quorum are 66% in this situation, 2/3 for the name change and the authorization of the shares, and of course the change of the wording in the quorum. But we are discussing about almost 100%. No, so from
I will keep it for the record. I will remind you the voting requirements for items 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8, which are involving amendment of the Articles of Association. We need at least 2/3 of both the votes casted and of the share capital. For items 2, 6, 9, 10, 11, and 12, we need the simple majority of the votes. And the vote already casted are 100% for the amendment of the Article of Association, 100% for the election of Mr. Aurel Nețin, 100% for the election of Mr. Kim Okora, 100% for the election, for my election, 100% for the increase of the share capital, for the increase of authorization to issue new shares, 100% for the change of registered office, 100% for the new wording regarding the quorum. The election of auditor, as we said, will not be submitted to the formal vote anymore. 99.5% for the change of the company's name. 99.5% for the new scope of work of the company. 100% approving the claims against former board members. 99.8% for the claims against Carnegie Investment Bank. 99.8% for the general litigation mandate. And 90.6% for the full restructuring and recovery mandate. So all the points from the agenda are approved by the shareholders.
good. So at this moment, I will allow people that are connected to the platform to use the opportunity to ask us questions also on the sales side. As we have Marius, you can get your microphone. I managed to push the correct button, so we have power in the microphone, so it was only to enable 48 volts of power. Yeah, do it in the proper way. Be strong, talk like it's not tomorrow. And again, thank you very much for the support. I will leave the next 20-30 minutes, so however you find necessary, to ask questions, and go for it. Hi Wojtek, hi Eric, hi Bo, hi Kimo, hi Jens, a lot of people. I appreciate the support again. So we can at this moment consider that we start the questions from a position where the supreme majority was fulfilled for passing the EGM at this stage. Okay, let's see in the meantime. So one of the questions, of course, for when if the Polish project is still up, the question. Marius, I think you can. You
I
can.
was expecting this question. Of course, it's still up. We are constantly conversating with the Polish counterparty. Nowadays, we are still in the preparations in order to fulfill the requirements. We are expecting the final quantities from our counterparty in order for us to prepare and get ready for moving on. Everything is on the table. For Polish, it's still there. Also, the other international collaborations that we have, Asian collaborations, Middle East, United States, everything stands still. Actually, we get a lot of positive. We got a lot of positive reaction in the last 2 months. Our resellers are quite enchanted that we are still fighting, and unfortunately, nobody can copy yet the Fable robot.
Unfortunately for them, not for us.
Yes.
Now, so without, let's say, too much modesty at this level, I think that it is very important to understand the fact that the product is a qualitative product, and of course, besides the product itself, that everybody knows, the Fable robot, there is a lot of know-how that we have built in the years, and that's why naturally we are talking right now about a new life in the company, in the sense that phase education, which is not just playing with words and transforming, like Mario said, the shape letters into phase letters, because it's the same letters recombined. It is just a pure coincidence. I will explain to you why, because it's part of a much deeper process of aligning education to the standard of today or tomorrow, so to creating a future standard educational platform. And many of you have followed us from day one when this modular robot became a hit at the beginning on a small number of schools, then with door-to-door sales, and then to the tables of children and teachers all across Europe. It's only an enabling product. It's just a small part of a more complex educational process, which today we call it phase. The phase comes again from philosophy, history, arts, science, and environment. And I will explain. Today also the website is live, so Shape Robotics has officially become a phase after the votes. It is a process of education that focuses first of all on trying to understand the world that surrounds us and to utilize robotics and AI as a natural extension, an exobrain we call it, for the student and the teacher of today and tomorrow. Why philosophy? Because without philosophy, there is no way of living, there is no direction for life, there is no understanding of life, and then everybody will just say they're happy or sad. It's a little bit more complex than that. Why history? Because without history, we don't know why we are where we are. Why science? Why arts? It's already been established that those two elements are critical for the behavior and the development of young minds. And why environment? Environment is a much broader concept than the standard definition. The environment is everything that surrounds you. So from understanding the geography of the place to understanding the politics and dynamics between individuals, this is the minimum set of tools or lenses that you should look at life and try to develop as a young adult or as a student, a young mind, to prepare yourself for a future that is written today. Why is important to discuss about robotics and AI in this phase of the educational change is because AI is not something that you should exclude from the learning. It's something that you can need to include naturally. You need to use it in everyday environment and life, and you have to do it in such a way that it expands your knowledge and it's not limiting your behavior. So what I'm trying to explain is the fact that by knowing how to ask the right questions, you have in your pocket the library of Alexandria compressed into a single prompt. And by knowing how to navigate that library, you will be able to do whatever you want in the future. So this is the concept behind Phase, and hopefully with the support of the shareholders, this will be a very bright future. So again, I'm open and we are all open to questions. Alex is formatting. We have Joachim Herrestrup that just connected to receive the votes. We can approve you, but it's after the deadline. So of course the votes, the registration is after the deadline. But of course, we would like to hear your opinion, and for that reason, we are submitting the approval, and appreciate for the support again. So let's listen to some of the questions. I appreciate you coming online again. I receive a question if I will continue after the EGM to do wild CEO. Yes, I will be your wild CEO forever. At least, yesterday I got into a discussion with anti-consumer, very experienced investor, and we have had our moments of not seeing eye to eye, but also we respect each other from a position of professionals. And he told me one of the I don't know how to say. I don't know if he was trying to make me feel well or not, but he has made the following statement. He said that he believes that either I'm completely crazy or a little bit of a genius. So most likely you have to be crazy to be able to survive such an event like ours. And it's more important that right now we are at this moment where shareholders have a voice, a moment that was canceled without any legal background by a trustee that just wanted to liquidate the company. So from the position we were, let's say, 3 months ago, 2 months ago to today, it's probably quite crazy. And the answer is I will try to be as present as possible in the lives. I will keep the lives to the moment that they are not needed anymore. And it's a pleasure to be interacting with you. Do we have any other questions or
No.
people? Wild CEO Netflix series. Yes. The cat will play the main part. Prada. Kim is waiting for the Wild CEO series. Kim is also very strong cat person. Also. Cat-friendly person, yes. So after this live, we will submit the formal documentation towards the authorities, and then we'll have our first board meeting with Kim and Aurel joining online. Aurel is on a flight. We needed to change the flight, so he's not joining in person, but I assure you he's well and strong. Thank you, Jens, also for the nice words. He says no questions for me, but thanks for the hard work. It's a pleasure. Yes, thank you for the transparency and hard work. Indeed, it's it's something that it comes out of our ambition in the end, because it's not only me or my transparency. It's about trying to see that things can also be corrected when abuses happen. And the best part about it is that regulators in Denmark seem to be working, at least. This is our opinion. So what do you think, Alex? A couple of words of the next steps?
Yeah, the beginning of the case was something shocking. To face insolvency without being summoned and having cash to pay the current debt. But in a very short period of time, both the court and the Securities Commission, they did the right thing much faster than in many other countries. I appreciate this very much.
So I think that for our Danish investors, it's important to keep in mind that we have right now a 3-0 score when it comes from the submission towards the authorities or the interaction with the authorities, meaning that we have a win in the High Court. We have won the first session of the retrial. And of course, the most important aspect is that we have won in the claim against Lars Stockholm and Carnegie, where the DFSA has confirmed our story. And again, I have to explain to the shareholder that most of that claim is lost value towards you as a shareholders, and I strongly recommend that you get together, unite, and try to figure out how to recover the loss, as it's direct loss to the shareholders. And we had this discussion if a class action suit is a solution, and I think that with if there are any lawyers, Danish lawyers in the investor community here, for sure this is something that you need to address. What's your view on phase concept? Do you see it applicable to the project in Poland? The phase is applicable to every project, and it has been applied more or less by us in every project till now. It's just a natural evolution how we see integration with AI, because artificial intelligence kind of avoids the classical teaching of sciences, and what it does not void is the creative mind. And I think that one element here that is very typical phase is you see that even in the case of Shape, it's you see that they tried, Kroman Roymert, all the bad actors in this equation, they try to apply different models to treat the company in a fast liquidation, but they lack any kind of creative thinking and ideas when it came to a moment where they saw that we are not dying peacefully. So the model was simple: apply a model that works and they will go away. We applied phase and we went forward. So yes, it's applicable to everybody. You just need to think about what is going on around you and see what you can do to survive the complicated times that we all have in our lives. Now coming to another topic about the renaming of the company, it is also very important to understand that we live in a digital world where a Shape name unfortunately has been contaminated by the attacks in the press. And one other important reason why we have decided to use a different ticker on the stock exchange in the end is to avoid this cross-contamination at this moment. So that's also a very important element here. So let's wait a little bit to see what other questions might come. On the vote, anything? In the meantime, I think we can conclude, no? that
Yes.
everything is okay, and we will start the submission to the Danish business authorities, and we'll then prepare for the first board meeting. Please ask. Bo, no questions from the hero from Denmark, the greatest hero from the shareholders. A big thank you to Bo. Any news of the bridge loan? Yes, a lot of good news on that direction, but you have to wait for the public disclosure. These are the rules. It will be okay. It will be today. We'll disclose a lot of good things during the day. Closing
Yes.
ceremony. From my side, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
We are closing the meeting.
May you have a good day. We'll see each other on at 7 o'clock in the live, and then we can discuss all the other things. And I'm receiving thumbs up. Thumbs up. See you tonight. Ciao. Bye-bye.
Bye.